This video is for wise individuals. Modern reality has divided religion and psychology into two, and there is a reason for this that radically changes a person, which I will discuss towards the end of the video. But first, let's recall the story of Adam and Eve from the Bible, which actually tells us the entire essence of man and woman. In essence, nothing has changed to this day and never will. The only thing that has changed is the environment, where there is immeasurably more depravity and temptation than before. What I will discuss now, I will try to simplify as much as possible so that many can understand it correctly. Therefore, some things will be metaphorical, drawing parallels, and from a psychoanalytic perspective. We all know that part of the Bible where there was Adam and Eve, who had absolutely everything. There was the devil who took the form of a serpent, and there was the forbidden fruit from the tree, through which Adam and Eve, who had everything, were tempted. We should look at all this not directly but symbolically to understand what information it provides us. And to better comprehend it, let's convert it. Adam is the man, Eve is the woman. The woman and the man have a certain emotional mechanism responsible for their motivation, desires and inclinations, which in science we call the limbic system, responsible for human biochemical processes. And naturally, it is part of the cause and effect material world. The apple is simply matter, food, a car, a smartphone, in other words money, and generally everything you can buy with money. To not prolong this, you understand the logic. The essence is this: a man does not have a direct interest or need for matter, for the apple. A man is interested in a woman, his temptation is a woman. Consequently, a man is interested in matter, the apple, because of a woman. That is, the devil does not have direct access to the man, it has access to the woman. The woman has a direct instinctive interest both in the man and in matter, and metaphorically speaking, the devil takes advantage of all this. That is, the woman is easily accessible to the devil. Consequently, through the woman, the man also becomes easily accessible to the devil, and through the man, Christ, that is, the teaching, becomes accessible to him, and it changes Christ's teachings, views, and consequently, the moral measure. That's exactly why you start justifying your immoral and obscene behaviors. It's okay just once, I'm not hurting anyone with this, and similar texts. Let's recall a quote from the Bible. I also want you to know that the head of every man is Christ, the head of the wife is the husband, and the head of Christ is God. That is, what the correct hierarchy of the family looks like. First is God, that is the absolute mind, the creator of objective reality, and objective reality itself and its regularity. Then comes Christ, that is, in this ideally and completely regular objective reality, the teaching and discovery of your behavior and its consequences. Then comes the man, and then the woman. The man has two paths: either he obeys Christ's teachings, that is wisdom, or he obeys the devil, that is passion towards the woman. A woman has two paths: either she submits to a man who is obedient to Christ's teachings, or to the devil. It turns out that the ideal family structure is when a man adheres to Christ's teachings and the woman submits to the man who follows these teachings. This creates a good family where, in the long run, there is spiritual peace and children grow up in a healthy environment. What does the story of Adam and Eve explain to us? That Eve, or the woman, is easily influenced by the devil, meaning her instinctual desires and through the apple or material things. A man has two choices. One is to think, well, once the woman wanted the apple, let me make her happy and feed her, and you get expelled from paradise. The other is to forbid the apple to the woman, which merely indicates what I've discussed in other videos. There is no material thing that won't bore you. Your passion for a woman is part of the material cause and effect world, part of your biochemistry in the form of neurotransmitter hormones. A simple example. Dopamine is released in a woman, prompting her to dress provocatively to receive a dose of vasopressin, meaning she obeys the devil and dresses provocatively. Dopamine is released in you too, and you desire that woman and start fantasizing. So, temptation has caught you. Where is free will here? They say, I'll do what I want, it's my will. That is not your will. You only gain freedom of will when you achieve self-restraint, develop the ability to restrain yourself, and not when the cause and effect hormonal system drives you like a bio-robot, creating the illusion that it's your will. You are a foolish fool running around claiming, it's my will, I'll do what I want. That's not your will, it's the devil's will, which he disguises as your own, by creating an illusion for you, because you let the devil in before Christ, meaning before your teachings, your moral measure, which the devil has replaced, making his will seem like yours and using you. Let's leave aside the passions of men and women. Let's take food. Why does fasting exist? Let's consider it from a purely psychoanalytical perspective. Today, food is incomparably more accessible to everyone than it ever was. And if you don't have the ability to restrain yourself, even with food, and eat everything and a lot like a pig, the result is not only that you gain weight. Someone might not have a tendency to gain weight and not get fat, but food is one of the main components of your self-preservation instinct and has a significant impact on your biochemistry. When you lack the ability to restrain yourself, you become dependent on food, which inevitably affects your mood, stress, and consequently rational thinking, which also influences your subsequent decisions and actions both in the short and long term. Why is diabetes one of the most common diseases today? And it will be even more so in the future. The answer is simple. Any carbohydrate in the body ultimately breaks down into glucose, which then enters the bloodstream, causing blood sugar levels to rise. In response, the hormone insulin is released to balance the blood sugar. As soon as it starts balancing, and as soon as the blood sugar level drops, that feeling of hunger returns, prompting you to snack again on sugary drinks, candy, fruit, or even food, thus preventing the blood sugar from balancing. Consequently, when this continues for years, a new hormonal homeostasis develops, adapting to this state, leading to insulin resistance, meaning sensitivity to the insulin hormone decreases, which is then followed by diabetes. I can give you endless examples, but the point is the same: restraint. The first and foremost thing is restraint. For your soul, for your psycho-emotional health, for your overall health, for your family, for your children, for your country, and for the whole world. Therefore, when Eve offers you an apple, you must show restraint. You will save yourself, save Eve, save your descendants, and live in paradise. Do not draw premature conclusions, watch all the videos on the channel, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.